Porn. Hey everyone, it's Jamie again. So today I'm gonna be discussing porn, nudes, and how pretty much everyone judges it, besides the people who are either in the industry, people who do amateur stuff, and people who do etc. Some are among those lines. Consumers sometimes don't judge, but sometimes they do judge. Like when you look at different homophobic US states, etc., you can see that they watch lesbian porn and then they go back to their work and they're like, no, gay rights. All right, tripping. Yeah. So, there's a bunch of hypocrisy there. So, what I'm gonna discuss today is I don't know if I've pretty much screamed it to everyone yet, but I do have an OnlyFans account. If you don't know what that is, have fun discovering the world of porn and amateurisms. This is really strange because a lot of people who I know follow me, and I'm pretty sure this will kind of be one of those TMI moments where you wish you didn't know. So if you're one of those people, I'd appreciate if we don't never talk about this. But I'm kidding. I'm quite open about it. I've always been open about my sex life. I don't know. I kind of always made a decision to talk about it, to talk about what I do, to educate people, and etc. Of course, I'm not Victor Belmont, so I don't have the guns. I don't have the fans. I don't have anything else like it. But I'm here, aren't I? So I was thinking. And this is a topic I wanted to discuss for a really long while, ever since I started, and I think a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to transition, that it's very expensive, and we need to somehow make ends meet, because families and accepting, it's kind of like storing money into the cookie box for a bad day, only in this case, we're storing it for something great. If you need to. Because a lot of people are fine without transitioning, but I just happen to be under the percent where I'm not. So I was gonna talk about nudes. Like, I always found it interesting how specifically when it comes to actresses and actors, there's obviously a double standard that when an actor's nudes are leaked, everyone is like the Orlando Bloom penis leak. I'm sorry, I really don't pay attention to celebrities, and this is like what comes to my mind right now. I was like, oh my god, check out his big schlong. When it came to actresses, there was a recent one, I think it was with Bella Thorne. There was a recent scandal that she posted hers, and then Whoopi kind of destroyed her for it. Destroyed her facts and logic as far as I'm aware of. And I wanted to discuss that there's nothing wrong with nudes. It's a good thing. Everyone does it these days. And we're in this weird era where, for instance, some things are acceptable, some things are not acceptable, and everyone constantly fights over what is acceptable, what isn't. Well, let's talk about the human body. There is nothing wrong to like your human body to a certain extent, to show it off. Like, I don't like my body, but I do enjoy, I'll admit it, I do enjoy showing it off. Right? Now, why is that? Because I'm horny. No, but for real, I've been poly for many, many years now. And it's quite hard to find a partner who would be very accepting, who would understand. So very often, instead of hookups, I just open an app and I just exchange nudes. And I have fun with it. And with the whole fiasco that I need to get money for surgery, I was like, okay, this is something I'm good at, this is something which is selling, and this is something which perhaps I can use to my advantage. I'm using it to my advantage. But people don't understand that. People just think that sex work, nudes, selling, anything is wrong because there are sugar babies in the world, because there are people who don't need it, because it's easily to get abused in it. That's true. Those are valid points. But it's not that black and white. You can't say, oh, because I had a bad experience, no one else should do it, which is not pointing fingers at any certain movements which have had contrasting views on it, we shouldn't really be judging it so harshly. If people enjoy doing it, why the fuck not? And there's nothing wrong with it. Again, as long as it's two consenting adults, as long as people are having fun, it's all good. That's kind of what I wanted to emphasize while I was doing my eyes, which look very, very good to me. I'm sorry, I kind of did my eye sound without thinking, but I'll try to keep talking. So basically, I think we need to embrace ourselves, but at the same time, we need to understand that you can always change your body. But it comes with a very, very, very critical end. And there's nothing wrong with using it for the time being, but people don't get that at all. People don't understand that sometimes it is the only thing which comes to a person's mind, or the only thing which won't distract them, because people have lives, people need to study, people need to do this, people need to do that, right? And it's always kind of seen as a last resort, and I kind of understand why, but at the same time I want it to be seen as just like any other job. That's why I'm talking about it, and I understand that talking about it is already making me quite nervous. I understand this is quite a taboo topic, which is absolutely ridiculous, because something as simple, something as common as this shouldn't even be discussed. It's just like selling, I don't know, ice cream in a market, Only the difference is you're selling something else. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we as a society have grown to pretty much judge anyone who does any sort of sex work or anything like it. I'm gonna see how my eye turns out by softly rubbing it in. There's this Patrick Starker, he says that it's gonna look ugly before it actually looks good. So I'm very thankful for you, Patrick. I always think of that quote. So I don't understand society's views towards porn. Specifically, like there's the Tumblr ban. There's a bunch of other bans. There's the fact that you simply just don't know how it's gonna react. What will the reaction be to posting to someone small like me posting like on a subreddit and then seeing people's reaction to it. And in general, people have been very hostile towards people asking for money to help them transition. Like for instance, I see less and less and less GoFundMe's and more exchanges for favors. So it's a way of adapting as well. I'll just quickly do my lips without a lip liner. If you use them, fine, but just don't enforce them on me. I wanted to say that time changes, popularity changes, porn becomes more accessible, porn becomes more banned. It's all very strange how we police ourselves, and specifically our expression, our body expression. And I don't understand why other people find the need to police it, when it's literally up to the consenting adults, and etc. So that's something to think about, I hope, for you. Or if you just agree with me, you can just leave a like button. You can leave a like, press the button. And in a few seconds, I will be finishing my look, so you can fap to it as well if you're into that. I really don't judge. I'm also sorry for the amount of acne I've had. I don't know what caused this break. I'm working on it. I am a work in progress, just like anybody else is. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on another one. I'll see you next week, and so on. See ya.